Hi guys, welcome to the Tech Granth. Today we are going to solve the Leetcode problem of longest palindromic substring. Do like and share the video, subscribe to the channel to get further update. And also I've started a new playlist for those who want to start with data structure. So do check that out as well. The link will be there in the description. So this problem is a pretty common problem and it is all asked in a lot of interview question. And there are many methods to do it. I'll just show you one of the method, which is the brute force method. If we use, so in brute force method, if I am given a string like this, so what we can do is we can create all the substrings that we can create from the given string. We can create all the substring from this string and then find which all are palindromes and which is the biggest palindrome, number which is present here. So it will be something like this, and other substrings. So you create all these substring and then check, okay, this is palindrome, yes, this is palindrome and it is of length 1. This is not a palindrome, this is a palindrome, this is of length 3, and so on. And finally you get what is the maximum palindrome. Now the challenge with this brute force method is to get all the substring for a given string. You need to uh, give a time complexity of order of n square, and on top of this you will give a time complexity of order of n for finding the palindrome number. So this in all makes a time complexity of order of n cube. So order of n cube, it will be very slow, so we need to think of some other approach with which we can reduce the time complexity. So what we can try is we can go through the string once, and at each point basically we can check whether the left and right strings are matching or not. If they are matching, then that particular substring is a palindromic substring. Let me explain it with an example here. So if you see, the string that we have taken here is BABAAD, which is the string that was given in the question. So when I start my execution, I will be at the first character of the string, and I will check, okay, if on the left hand side and on the right hand side, if the characters are matching, then that will be a palindromic substring. So in this case nothing is matching, so the largest palindrome that I can get from B is 1. Now I move to the second step. So I reached A, so I'll check left side of A and right side of A. Since these two characters are matching, so the biggest length of palindromic sequence or the subsequence that we get in this string is of size 3. Okay, so I will replace this number with 3 because 3 is the maximum number, and I will also store the starting point. For this case, since the starting point is 0, so I will store the starting point. So I will say start point is 0 and max length is 3. Okay, now I was at A, I checked these. Now from this particular point I cannot go further towards left, so I will move to my next point, which is B. When I start from B, I will check the left and right. These two are matching, so again I can say that, okay, for start point, this will be the start point. So for start point 1, I will have a max length of 3, and I can still go to left and right because I have elements remaining. So if I see here B, it is not matching with D, so this cannot be constituted as a palindrome sequence, so still my maximum length is 3. Now suppose there was a B here in place of D, so in that particular case what would have happened is I would have a longest palindromic sequence of length 5 starting at 0. Okay, so the idea is you traverse the string one character at a time, and when you reach a character you go towards left and right and check whether the left and right are matching or not, and go towards left and right till we have a matching sequence. So suppose we had like a here, and this side also A. So when I reached B, I will go as long as the left and the right, so the left and the right are matching. I will keep on increasing my decreasing my left and increasing my right. I will go as long as these are matching. So this will give me the maximum length, and the leftmost character that I reach will give me the start point. So when I have to find the string, which string is the longest palindromic string, so I can just do substring of substring of the original string starting at the start point and maximum length, start point plus maximum length. So like I described in the Excel, so let us code for that. So before getting the longest palindrome, let us write a function to get the palindromes and basically check for the palindromes. What I described, if we start from here, we'll go towards left and right. So let us write that function. So it's get palindrome, we'll get the string s, we'll have a left side movement and a right side movement, and we'll put a check that we need to go towards left till we reach the end of the string on the left hand side, and same goes for right hand side. We'll go towards right till we reach uh, the length of the string, or we find that the left and right characters are not matching. So we'll have the condition like left is greater than 0 and right is less than s dot the length of the string, and we can put a condition as char of left if this is equal to s dot char at right. So if all these conditions are satisfied, so we will move towards left and we'll move towards right. Otherwise, if these conditions are not satisfied and we are thrown out of the loop, in that case we'll check for the max length. So for that we have defined the starting point and the max length like I described in the Excel. So we'll say okay, if max length is less than my right minus left minus 1, so this one is to take into consideration, we'll be starting from the same character, so the length will be minus 1, and also it is 0 based index. So if this is the case, then we'll assign max length is equals to right minus left minus 1, and my starting point, I need to give my starting point also. So my starting point will be, so suppose I started from here, so initially my left was 0 1 2, right was 2, then I went 1 towards left and 1 towards right, so my starting point was 1, and my left was 1 and my right was 4. Then again I went one step towards this, so my left become 0 and my right become 5, but in this case it did not match, so I have to take the substring from here, from A, so which is left plus 1. So my starting point here will be left plus 1. So here I will get my starting point and the max length. Now we just need to call this, and when I call this, I will call it with the string s and left, and actually not like this, we need to loop through the string for int I equal to 0, I less than s dot length I plus, and now I call this. So when I call this, I will pass my string, I will pass my I as starting and end point. Okay, so this will give me the longest palindrome. Now suppose there is a case like this where rather than an odd length we have even length character. So there is no, if we pass as the starting and end point as I, we will never get the palindrome for such kind of string. So to handle this, we will make one more call, and this time we will say I and I plus 1. So I'll make these two calls to handle the odd for handling the even length of the palindromic string. Even in this particular case, uh, if the length is odd but still we have something like this, so the length of the palindrome is even. So to handle all this kind of scenario, we need to go towards left and right from here basically. So we'll make the same call two times, but once with I and I as the starting and end point, and second time it will be I and I plus 1. And once we get the maximum of maximum length of the substring, so we will simply return from here, and I will say s dot substring. And how do you substring? You say starting point, and from starting point you get the length of the substring. So this is what you return. So let us see. So it is accepted. Let us submit the code. It runs fine, and this solution is in a time complexity of order of n square, because for each of the string you are visiting the left and right again, so you are visiting basically the same character two times. So this is order of n square, and there is and if you see here, I'm faster than only 45% of the guys who have submitted the code here. So there is a way to do it in a linear time in order of n. There is an algorithm for that, so that is available on internet. I'm not going to go through that algorithm in this video. I'll make another video for that, so do check out for that video. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.